This episode was absolutely insane. But before I even begin, I want to give like a sad sort of hopefully positive outlook on the whole situation with the animators going on. I don't know every single detail, but I truly believe if everything is a collective consciousness, right, with the power of everyone, putting collective thought together, hopefully we can get like a proper justice for a lot of the animators. In my own sort of summary, take my word very lightly. I just know like the pay in something, they're getting underpaid, and this whole thing that's going on is like even affecting voice actors, and it's just really sad because honestly these animators and voice actors provide some of the best level of like entertainment in terms with a good education trade-off value, like well, that can go, it's all together. It's gay it's all the anime creators that, or manga creators that go into turning their manga into a anime. It's just weird, man. It's a weird world we live in where it just seems like the balance is upset, and greed is one hell of a thing, man. I'm gonna say this in my next video I shoot of this too. This one will be the video without any manga spoilers. I won't talk about anything to do with the manga, and I'll just focus on the anime for anime only peeps. But truly, hopefully we can all collectively manifest that this shitty thing going on gets overturned and the animators get treated better, the voice actors, everyone involved just gets treated better. And yeah, because I don't know, this is like literally looking at a work of art, and it's sad that this happens. There's so much passion that goes into a lot of these projects, you can tell, and my heart just feels for people like this, because I just know what it is to be really passionate about what you do. And it's like, I mean, look at the episode, bro. So without further ado, let's get into the episode, man. And I'm just gonna talk about everything. Of course, I'm caught up in the manga, so I'm going to try my best not to think about things in the manga, because you anime only people don't even know, man. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all should read. Reading is good for you anyways, and I just think just go read Jujutsu Kaisen. It's so worth it. I want to say the anime, like the animators under Mappa's translation. Jeez, I'm forgetting how to talk. Their translation from the manga to anime is beautiful. And whoever's on the sound design and the music and everything just goes together like this. Just the most delicious warm meal you can think of in your mind. Maybe it's a cold meal, I don't know. It is some of the most, it's so good. I like Jujutsu Kaisen for a number of reasons, more on the metaphysical aspect, but without bringing any spiritual concepts and metaphysical stuff into here, even though you kind of need to, because the story is kind of based on a lot of that stuff too. But well, it's kind of subtly, and as it's going to get into it, as it's finishing up technically in the manga, you're seeing more of it now. But I always knew this from the beginning when they were talking about cursed energy, and oh man, it's great. But without getting into too much of that, this is just, they did justice. Now, I'm gonna mention this in the next video too. There was a translation in the subtitles that called Sukuna's domain Malevolent Kitchen and not Malevolent Shrine. And I want to comment why that's really clean, but I don't think I can because manga reasons. But I'll just say it is really cool how they're showing how Sukuna is almost like a chef. And one thing I just want to shout out, Maharaga in animation, so sick. Beautiful. It just the wheel turning, how they did it, the synchronicity with like the beat and the the music coming up in the background, and the dude, and like Sukuna's laughing throughout the fight, and his like careless but in it attitude, like you want to go to. Oh man, it's just, it is an inspiration on a different level, like the mindset. And one thing I will say is that is really cool how there was at one point where they get it like programmed in your mind, hearing the turns of the wheel shift. If any of you are paying attention, I'd be really paying attention to these details. So when the wheel shifts, right, there's one scene where it shifts and all of Maharaga's cuts get healed. And it's just such a beautiful like synchronicity, because you see Maharaga kind of floating after. I think Cleave and Dismantle are both hitting him because it's using curse energy and then not at times, but it's just lighting him up, and then he's like floating, and then all of a sudden you hear the sound that's like, but I don't think you see the wheel, and he's healed, and it's just And I also like, there's this saying, fight fire with fire. One thing that I would think is really cool is they're showing the ability of Maharaga in the anime, showing that it's whole divine thing on balance. The wheel symbolizes that one thing in mythology. Here we go. I'm going to get into thingy, but in whatever, this like balance of life and the 8 paths, everything, and the fact that it's just adaptable. Like if people don't know this by now, I think that's one of the whole thing we come to Earth to experience is literally how adaptable human beings are. And they're kind of playing on that whole Maharaga is so strong because he has the ability to adapt to any phenomenon basically that comes at him, because Dismantle and Cleave from Sukuna is basically like based on when they show his domain, it's like basically non-existent air slashes, but it's not air. He's literally carving like reality. How I want to say, he's like, they're physical slashes, but he's like carving through physical and non-physical things. It's just insane, right? So Maharaga is adapting to any phenomena basically. And what's sick is the whole fire is it fire I want to say begets fire, but fire beats fire thing, or like you got to beat fire with fire, is that they're also showing how adaptable Sukuna is. And it's so sick. And that's why how he says like, you wouldn't even probably beat me back then. I think he was referring to like Maharaga as the summon, but Megami, like if Megami had this technique mastered, and back then when he was in his era, because you guys don't know this in the anime, so I'm not going to mention it, but just letting you know, just without you can tell from this episode, so this does not feel spoilery, he's a menace. Let's just say he's a menace. I'm sure if you're an avid not an average nice an avid, I almost wanted to say, but if you're a cognizant motherfucker, I'm pretty sure you can tell that you're about to get some Sukuna backstory soon. Not soon, I'll say, but it's coming. And if the animators and everything, I have my mind set on everything's gonna turn out all right. So if the season continues, you're gonna have some Sukuna backstory come into the story. And I'm just letting you know right now, man is a menace. He is a menace. So him saying that should spark the old nervous system, the brain, the nerves should spark that and get you going like, yeah, this dude was a problem. If he's saying something that can adapt to his techniques, and did you see how hype he got when it could see his technique? It's almost like, if you think about him fighting a being like that, and then someone needed to fight him, say Gojo, it's like he wants you to like figure him out, like, because it's like he's observing Maharaga figure out his technique. And I feel like even in person and even in general, what makes a really strong or like really clever and strong person anyways is someone who is also constantly being aware of someone trying to also figure them out. So they're watching their process of them trying to figure themselves out. I'm sure a lot of these philosophers that existed back in the day would have loved shit like that. Like, you know, and it's funny. There's something I'm gonna mention in the video with spoilers that I can't say here, but it's something about like modern day philosophers and then the old ones. But it's really cool. It's almost like Sukuna's adaptability. He's paying attention, and he's just breaking it down in his mind. I feel like that's the best kind of just person you could be in general, like when it comes to certain things, mostly on the fighting side, but like in most things in life, being able to break down people's processes, but like also almost make it your own, because in a way Mahoraga is flipping the script to heal it, but the ability itself is to negate it. But you know, for Sukuna on the other hand, it could be showing him, well, it most definitely is, if he's an adept master, is it showing him the way to counter himself in a way. I would assume, like, but you know, it's like I'm saying these things, so some people have an ability and they have an idea how they could get countered, but like if you're fighting something that can literally counter all phenomenon, it's like you know. So yeah, that like Mahoraga was under the water at that one scene. Like, whew, let's talk about that real quick, and then I'll get out of here. Oh man, because I was just on a rant, because this thing is just too good. But Mahoraga under the water, when he had what was it like a radio tower, a cell phone tower on him, Sukuna getting like slapped into the rubble, and then he comes out drinking a soda and some popcorn, like he's just vibing. And you got Mahoraga smiling the whole fight, like, you know, Mahoraga was enjoying itself, bro. It was just having a good old time. And I like to also point out the emphasis on them holding their arms out almost like a Christ figure, like Jesus Christ. Like at one point, Sukuna's rising from the rubble and he's got his arms out, and they're really emphasizing that. And also that scene is cool because it cuts into the scene where the airplane's falling upside down, so it's almost like Sukuna inverted, and he's just like the chaos. He is bringing the end, the apocalypse, and it's just cool. And also, I like another one, like, key moment to me was when the one little dude with the hand sword thing, I don't know, the dude who has the fate ability, I don't really remember his name, he tried to like walk away, but because he's still part of the whole ritual, like somewhere in the middle of the fight, Sukuna he is so aware that he just launched the goddamn car right there and said, like, stay your ass right there. But man, and then Sukuna going into his just Shibuya getting diced up is just insane to see. Like, this puts so much in perspective if you read the manga, and just like if you've seen the spoilers, you know, you know that this is putting so much perspective for Sukuna's character, man, and how powerful he is. And it puts Mahoraga in perspective. Then it almost, in a way, puts Toji in perspective if you're someone who's like connecting dots like that. And it even puts like Yuta in perspective. Yuta still hasn't made the appearance yet. We're moving into that if you know, everything goes well, you know, when Yuta makes his real appearance, you know. So so yeah, you know, because you know Yuta's coming back. So it's like, it's just, and Gojo, when Gojo makes his it's like putting everybody back into perspective. Like okay, so these top players are gonna have very destructive episodes, and it's gonna be sick to see. Let's just say the least. Yeah, I gotta end this video now because, man, I'm itching. I'm fighting, like I'm fighting everything in my body not to say anything about the manga, because, man, dude. All right, see y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you liked the video, you know what to do. If not, that's all right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh man, after this episode too, I seen a video pop up. I don't know, it was some YouTuber with a thumbnail had Sukuna and One Punch Man on the bro. The people love putting like powerful characters up against each other, bro. That is one of the most annoying things ever to me. It's like, bro, if you want to put two characters together, you have to, I feel like you got to put all the characteristics of somebody's person into that verse. So it's like, you see how powerful Sukuna is in JJK. It's like, okay, so if you're gonna throw him in someone else's verse with his mindset and everything, then you gotta upscale him in that universe. So y'all can't be playing these people, man, or these characters. Man,